Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful Texas Gulf Coast. We are doing some bayou fishing, trying to get to a back lake on a low tide. We've got the kayaks, so it should be fairly simple. And I'm going to be using some different lures. These have been on my wall for the longest time, and I just got to thinking, you know, let's just change it up a little bit, try something different. If they don't work, then don't worry. I've got the usual stuff that always helps me to be successful whenever I come out here on these trips. So let's see what happens. I've got a pretty hefty rod right here. This one's a light action. And we're gonna take off the bull shad, put this little Mike Buka away, and then check out what we're gonna sling. Look at that, that's a big old massive 5-inch paddle tail from Berkeley. And we will sling it on the, let's see. Please, oh no, Mark, that's a 3/0. I need a 4/0 hook. Oh gosh, this could be disastrous, y'all. I was hoping that I had a 4/0 hook. I got one last shot at hopefully making this happen. My gosh, I cannot believe this. I thought I had a 4/0 hook for real. Please, please let me have a 4/0. That is another 3/0 right there. You've got to be kidding me. Don't have any swim hooks. So I guess it's, well, you know what? We've got this right here that we can cast. We'll leave the Mike Buka on here. This is gonna require like one of my ultralight setups. This is the champion right here. The Shimmer Swimmer. That dude has been just steady crushing it out there. But we're gonna try out the Storm 360 GT Coastal. This is like a nuclear chicken, or what do they call it, electric chicken? One of them comes rigged, so let's see what this fella's about. That's the one thing that Storm does. They always give you one at least rigged, so you can have a somewhat idea. For those of you that are new to fishing, it kind of lets you know, like, hey, this is the way you're supposed to set it up. Okay. Let's get our drag, everything set up. That's pretty light. There we go. That's what I want. Let's get the first cast. Oh yeah, launching it. You need an ultralight rod to help with your casting distance. Whenever you're using finesse lures, something that's super tiny, that's probably like a 1/8 ounce, somewhere around there. And then that little tiny paddle tail. I think it's gonna have the action, but I would prefer a little bit darker color. But guess what? Whenever the lure company doesn't belong to you, well, you're subjected to whatever it is that they put out, and they don't have anything by way of like the morning glory color that we have come to expect whenever you fish here on the chocolate waters of the Texas Gulf Coast. The upper portion of the Texas Gulf Coast, though. Down south, you've got some clear water and you can get away with stuff like this right here. I mean, you can still catch fish here, but they happen to see the darker colors a little bit better in the murkier water that we fish. Got him, son. First cast. That's got to be a little red. Let's see. Yep. Mud chicken. Nice, beautiful redfish right there, y'all. Let's get a good look at him. That gorgeous tail. Oh my gosh, it just does not get any better than this right here. That is photo worthy, and then we're gonna put him right back in. This dude feels warm, nice and warm. Let's get our lure back. And off he goes. The closest buoy said that water temp was 60 degrees. And I have to say they're correct, because that fella was not cold. There's quite a bit of bait right underneath the surface. A bit of mullet. Oh man, that was a horrible cast. The intent was to right up there alongside that grass to swim the lure right back up against that bank line. Whenever you're doing marsh fishing and you don't see any activity, like blow ups or anything like that, and you're subjected to blind casting, the best thing to do is fish right up alongside the bank. Run your kayak parallel to it, make the cast, and retrieve it back right next to that grass line. And more often than not, that's where you're going to find the reds, flounder, and speckled trout all going against the that grass line, feeding, looking for a quick bite to eat, because a lot of the bait, small grass shrimp, minnows, crabs, it's all taking refuge inside that structure. And that's where I've had the majority of all my success, especially when the temperature starts to warm up. They're going to be here. You just got to find them. And when you see the blow up, well, that just makes it even better. Some bait go airborne right over here, and he didn't look like the type that was doing it just for fun. Well, a serious lack of life right now. There's really nothing that we're seeing out here. It's very shallow, so you could be hitting the bottom. And then I wouldn't, like, that line has so much stretch in it that you're not going to be able to feel the same thing that you would feel when you're using the good one. It's like when we feel a bite with our setups, it's like instant, and what you're feeling is... Uh-oh. Christian's on.
Oh my god, dude, I've really got a freaking crank this thing. Only got a few trips under his belt.
Quick update, y'all. We've made it to the back lake, and I do not see any signs of life. No bait. The winds have picked up now, which was to be expected, about 9 miles an hour from the east. And I'm hoping that we're going to start seeing bait get crushed. Something, please. Please, please. This is what I'm going to do. We have little to no water movement at all. I'm going to check another buoy that's nearby and see what it's like there. And then in between myself and the buoys, maybe it'll just give me a better description of what's going on. It's all low tide, and there's no water movement in here right now. You gotta have moving water. I mean, it says we are at low tide. We should be experiencing an at least somewhat outgoing movement. There goes some mullet right there. Talk about movement. Those guys are nice and edgy. Oh yeah, I'm bumping them. If there's anybody in there, then they're gonna bite that. Nope. All right, let's move along. Nothing to see here. All those mud clouds down there, lots of mullet out here. They're just down there at the bottom. I can see the clouds that they're producing as we spook them, but none of them are the size of what a redfish would make. Yeah, I'm bumping them left and right. All right, I'm gonna sit back down and start heading out. And no, it gets super shallow over there to where you can't make it through. You'll have to paddle. Well, that's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. We got no fish in the bayou. I'm gonna lose my mind, man. Come on, guys, please bite. Please, fellas. Come on now. Help me out, man. I promise. I'm catch and release until April, May time frame. We ain't doing no fish tacos anytime soon, so nobody's nickname is tacos today. Just bite, and I'll make sure you get put right back inside that water just as quick as you came out. Yeah, a little bit more educated when you go back in. Learn what to stay away from. Do what your mama told you. Don't chase after them freaking wild things. We got a oil slick right here, son. Yeah, we'll go slow, approach it slowly towards the beginning of it, because if there's gonna be fish working it, then that's where we need to cast. So kind of slow our roll before we actually get into it. Come up to a slick, y'all, and I'm gonna spot lock right about here because I can make it to the beginning of it. Just use your lures.
That feels better than loose.
Hoping for a hookup right here inside this. Hit my spot lock.
You know that, right?
What?
That feels better than loose.
Oh yeah. I think I've heard that. How is it that we're gonna have this slick and there's no fish right here? Like seriously, this is textbook right here. All right, I'm gonna use a bottom bouncer and give them a different look. Maybe that'll work, I don't know. Well, y'all, it's a bit too early still to come out here and take full advantage of a marsh system that's starting to warm up the fish. Christian, did you notice that the fish were pretty warm by handling them? So Christian's experience with handling the 3 fish that he caught today was they weren't cold, but it's not like they were exceptionally warm. So take that for what it's worth. We're still a little bit early. I think that's gonna do it for the day. I'm happy that I at least was able to hook into a nice red. And yeah, that is gonna do it. I've got a meeting with someone from well, if y'all are interested in what I'm gonna go do, then go over to my other channel, Off the Water. It will be linked down below, and it's also gonna be at the end of this video, so you can have a glimpse of what it is that we're gonna be doing today. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. And until next time, tight lines, y'all.